right, see, this is exactly why we make sure we do the test beforehand when we start. I almost started I almost started stream with a muted mic after, like, you know, going quite a while without having a muted mic. I almost started the stream with a muted mic, so this is why we start the style. Why we double check all of our settings. This is why we sure. There's those levels are good. Everything looks like it's set up now properly. You also love seeing the biddies. Thank you so much, Lucky. That's another 100 biddies for me. All right, folks. Do you know what comes next? You know what comes next? You get a gold star if you do. That's right. It's stretch time. Pop your back. Pop it. Oh, God. Especially if you're, like, you know, perpetually working at the computer and you shrimp it over. Move those shoulders back. Palms out. Palms out. Whew. Get your neck side to side. Get your sleepies out of the way. Okay, big yawn. Big yawn. Big stretch. Big stretch. Man, one of these days I'm gonna stop fiddling with the mic. Shrimping ain't easy. No, it's not. It ain't easy being shrimply. Just take a little bit of water. All right, I think we're set now. Hey there, heroes! My name is Hero Girl. I'm your friendly local neighborhood hero tuber and a professional idea haver. Today is March 16th, 2026. It's a Monday, and this is the Daily Grind. This is that time of the day where we get up and we grind our dailies. You know, it's exactly what it says on the tin. Ain't no expiration date on this. You could come back and you could watch this, like, you know, in the future. I don't know why you would. I mean, like, I've been rewatching because I want to rewatch some of my own games. I've also been using it as a chance to reevaluate exactly what my process is like and whether I like the product that I'm putting out. Actually, hold on. Can I just say this real quick? I've noticed that I am very soft compared to other videos I watch when I'm live streaming. Like, when I'm doing my actual essays and videos and stuff, I can get the volume just fine. But when I'm streaming, my voice tends to be a bit softer. And I don't know if that's because I need to, like, move away from the mic so that way my phone can actually grab the facial recognition for my model. Or if it's just like, you know, when I'm normally relaxed and playing, it's a, I just naturally don't sit next to my mic. So I'm a little further away, so it doesn't get the full volume of my voice. Ah, yes, it's 316 day. Austin 316 says, "Give me a hell yeah." Lucky, you're gonna have to explain the reference there. Because let's see, hold on. March 10th is Mario Day. March 14th is Pie Day. I did have pie. Thank you for asking. March 15th are the Ides of March. Tumblr national holiday. What's 316? While we ponder that. Oh, it's a wrestling reference to Stone Cold Steve Austin. Okay. Wait. I want more context. I want more context for the Stone Cold Steve Austin thing. Like, I kind of know who he is, but I wasn't watching wrestling back then. I thought I watch a lot of wrestling now, but, like, I'm a little bit more familiar. Anyway, guys, we gotta cast white spells. Red, white, and green, white. Both varieties are just fine. Attack with 45 creatures. Be able to do that easy. Got tons of creatures and tons of stuff to work on. Yep, we can go ahead and play some now. We can play some Renoa. We'll play some Feather. Zagarda, maybe. Actually, I really want to try out this deck a bit more. This is the Selesnya aggro deck. We played a deck like this about a month or two ago. It was just like this really cool, super aggro, heroic style card with a bunch of pump spells. That was cool. I'm gonna give that a try. Back in the day, after winning a King of the Ring tournament, Stone Cold Steve Austin trash-talked his opponent. More in the story at 11. Yeah, go ahead and play. Even though she is more of a experimental deck that we're trying to iron some stuff out. This will be a nice chance to see if I've actually internalized a bit of life learning from over the weekend. There was a big, well, not like a big, but like, wasn't like a big tournament, but like, you know, there was a monthly Fremont event at one of the stores here. So we went to play, and I got super frustrated at the start. I was super frustrated with a couple of misplays that kind of cost me game in round 3 and round 2, if I'm being honest. See. I hope they go for a tap lane. That would be fantastic. But no, the long story short is that I got super upset with myself. You know, in the way that I usually do. You know what it's like. You know how it goes. But I took some time and I realized, maybe part of why I feel perpetually frustrated whenever I lose to something completely unexpected is just that I am not a particularly happy camper. This is a 4-4. I could go Patriarch's Humiliation as soon as this comes into play to get rid of it. Limb Tender currently tasked with 3. Tender would get rid of it. I can also just like Patriarch's Humiliation, slow them down. I might be able to actually just aggro them if I do. Yep, that was the right one because that means that they pick it up. Sweet. Oh, here we go. Okay, so here's the exact quote. So Stone Cold Austin is the day after winning King of the Ring tournament, trash talking his opponent. He says, "You sit there and you thump your Bible, you say your prayers, and it didn't get you anywhere. Talk about your Psalms, talk about John 3:16. Austin 3:16 says, I whipped your ass." Oh my god, that is actually amazing. Oh, I have seen some good trash talking, but like, oh, that is such a good line. I love that. I love that. Thanks for providing the context, man. That's a good one. Do 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 do. Do, do. So I got frustrated, right? Continuing where I left off. I got frustrated. And ultimately, I am still a student of this game. I think there's a lot of security in thinking about and thinking of something that you've been doing for a long time as something that you have mastered. You don't need to do anything else for to get mastering it. Can I get away with this, actually? Might be able to. As long as they don't have, like, turn 1 bold, I think I can actually parlay this into something pretty deep. This one's, like, better. Hold on. Probably the reach card? Yeah, probably the one, too. We're up against Rocco Street Chef. This is the Hardened Scales deck. And we have to be really aggressive with our removal to keep Rocco off. As long as we can do that, we should be okay. We have Slash of Light, Case of the Gateway, and then we also have Delny, which can slip all of our creatures in under how big their creatures get. We are like, you know... Ooh, Abandoned Air Temple. Okay, I have to make a decision. Am I grabbing a basic force now, or am I grabbing a shock? If I grab a shock, this always comes into play tapped. But... this kind of hedges my bet a little bit more easily. Because now I can go... play the Temple. I can play Basri. I can tap Basri and the Stalwart. Put out the Sentinel. But if the Stalwart's dead, now I can just play Basri and the Sentinel. I can even just play... okay, they're playing Halfling. I would actually really like to play Amara. So maybe what I'm actually supposed to do... Yeah. Okay, yeah. So what I'm actually supposed to do then is I'm supposed to play Amara. And then we use this to play the Sentinel so we can get even more creatures out. Okay, yeah, there we go. I mean, that's why we have them in the deck, so that way Amara can just, like, start going super wide. And now that I have a Shock Land in play, Slash of Light helps deal with Rocco. I've also got Delny here. I just need to, like, straight up get rid of Rocco. They spend their time replaying Rocco. That's great for me. Swords makes that so much easier. So, how do we want to do this? We're always playing Windswept Heath. Never give them the token. Never, if you can avoid it, give them the token. I can play Delny. Like, just go ahead, grab my Shock Land first and foremost, so that way we don't have to worry about mana. I played Delny. And then... do I swords? No. But I do go 5 damage. Yes. I need to tap. Tap. There we go. And now we're better set up for the future. And even got like a lot of life back because of those tokens. And like, yeah, the goose can go ahead and block. We'll just get an extra life. Okay. Now we still have 1 removal. We still have Basri's. This is basically 5 mana, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, actually. And we can even do that after blocks. So that way, Delny is still good to go. And then I do want to Slash the Light before I go swords. Just in case anything gets, like, really heckin' big. Ah, hey. That works out. How do I feel? How do I feel about that? If I attack with Amara, I can do everything at instant speed. So then I only need 2 tokens? Yeah. Yeah, let's go combat. Let's go attack. Attack. Also, Rocco can't block any of this, by the way. Next, the damage. Let's go white. Tap. White. Tap. Fucking murder them? Yeah, just being careful because I don't want Ottoman Tapper, like, messing anything up. So we go ahead, we tap these extra guys. We activate Abandoned Air Temple. That's going to be 6 plus 9... 12. That puts them down to 17. They don't know that I have Swords to Plowshares, but whatever. Yeah, thank you so much for lurking. That's basically what we want to do every time, right? Ooh, I got a draft token. Yeah, that's basically what we want to do every time. We want to just, like, push. And I want to point out that that was an incredibly risky keep, considering that was only, like, one land. It was one land off of the back of a mana dork. And then the land that we drew off the top made us answer a difficult question. And that's great. Magic is great because I'm constantly having to reevaluate and learn what I know. Playing again for 15 years. Flying with the white tree or Horus. We get a chance to set everything up beforehand. I like this. Razor Verge Thicket. I am going to... Ooh, Wakestone's Guidance. Attacking tokens you control get one. Here's Skrelv. Turn. Consider, that's fine. You really just want to make sure that they have, like, you know, 2 mana shoot a thing. I guess they could shoot it regardless with the Mana Tithe, but now we can use it to make sure that they can't counter Amara. Okay. I mean, hey, it works for me. We can't play the Flowering, though. Like, that's a little awkward. This is tap and untap permanent. Which means I could actually cast that with Guidance. Huh. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I want to force through Amara right now, but we're going to play this just a little bit more patiently than probably would want to otherwise. Burst, lightning, sure. Yep, successfully played around the burst, lightning, sure, yeah. The Fire of the Way Tree would have not quite helped, but made it a little easier, I guess. Patty cake. Is Guardian New Benalia. That can tap for a mana. Maybe I was supposed to just like machine gun, like Oharis can come down now. No attacks. Is this a pass? Pass. I can hit Oharis before he even gets to like resolve. Yeah, Oharis is down. We're gonna put this on second main phase. So then, yeah, here's Patriarch's Humiliation. And then it really depends on what they do here. Any 1 mana reply, I can't counter. Nope, they just let it happen. Which is pretty great for me, actually. Because now, what do I want to do? I want to go Waystone Guidance. I want to go Flower into the White Tree. I definitely want to play Amara this turn. Like, am I worried about playing against Oharis? I guess I'm just like redropping Oharis. Maybe. This is a sorcery. Yeah, that's a sorcery. I have 2 extra mana. What am I doing? I just like... You know what? I think I'm just jamming. I think I'm at the point now where I just like try and play through whatever they're trying to hold up. And I just treat this Manta as a way to get the Guardian Nupenalia indestructible. Tail's End? Yeah, that's fine. I do want to drop the flower at the white tree. Mara. Hara's just like a 2 right now. Like right now, we that's just fine. Like if they're just playing like blue-red control. Fury, you say? I mean... Well... Have it on... Nothing I can really do there. Actually, let's go ahead and get rid of the horrific assault. And then, yeah, they're... Oh, wait, Furious just, like, in play? Huh. Oh, okay, then. I can still play Amara. I'm gonna play Amara. They probably just have, like, more bolts. Did I play... I might have played this too patiently. Maybe I was supposed to, like, just step on the gas. Ledger Shredder into Bolt would be really bad for me. Like, them just having, like, Burst, Lightning, and Tails and does not... In Fury... Yeah, they hard cast it. Fiery Confluence again. Yep. Yeah, I'm kind of just getting my... Get wrecked. 1 damage to each creature... Damage to each creature, 2 damage to each opponent. Yeah, I'm just gonna scoop this up. I fucked it up. I did not jam nearly as fast as I should have. If you're playing against a control deck, you need to just, like, exhaust their threats. I did not do that. Let's play one more with Amara, and then we'll switch over to Feather to finish the daily. Like, if I force them to use Tails End on the white tree, if I make it that much harder to, like, burn my shit out, the Ward 1 off the tree helps out with making Mana Tide viable. Also, if I just, like, don't forget that Fury is actually on board. There's a Lord Hideout first, or there's going to be another one where we just, like, want to go, and fortunately this time we have a much more aggro plate. How's the Marshal needs other creatures to want to go in. Keep the 7. It's probably drop Warden first? Yeah, Marshal needs at least 2 other creatures to attack. Let's see. Ooh, Mom is a really good one to start with. Then we can also go into Flowering of the White Tree. Alternatively, we can go into Hazda and Warden. Start cycling into the next one. I do like double spelling here. The question is just, which one am I giving up? Is it giving up Warden? I'll put out the Warden. Warden resolves. Okay. Then, even though it gives up, like, Mom protection, I really value being able to deal with Urza, so takedown's actually good here. Ormot's Crypt. Yep, it's there because it's a free Winter Moon. Guys! Okay, in this particular instance, it actually does a lot of work, I guess. Yeah, let's just go... white. Flowering. And then let's just start feeding in. They're clearly leaving up mana for Amara. They can play Urza. Yep, Urza's now down. Urza lets them make token. Token big. Get rid of Urza. They can tap for 3 mana. Raven Charm, also good here. Let's see, what happens if... Nothing, right? We do this pre-combat, that's 4. They can bounce, that's 6. Yeah, so let's just do this now. Gonna do wash away on that. I can't stop that. All right then, these guys for sure. Do I leave Mom back? Don't think I do. I think it's gonna make like 1 extra creature. Yeah, that'll make 1 extra creature. You know what? No, let's just go ahead and go like this. Alright, so that's currently 6, 7. Yeah, sure. Do I just, like, drop the takedown then? Target creature gets X number of creatures you control. Before just telling you for next turn. Because if I can go... The 1 ring. Okay. Sure. Sure. I can still get rid of Urza next turn, and I think that's what I definitely need to do. Because, like, I don't want them being able to access all the mana and be able to cast everything they get off their draw. I would love to hit another land to help out with that, though. They still have 3 mana available. Okay, yep, that's a Murder Enforcer. We don't care about that. We just don't. Like, we are just going to use Warden to pump everything up. I would love 1 more land. That is exactly what I got. Go ahead, grab Forest. Let's see, do we just resolve this now? I think we just resolve this now. They only have 1, so like it could be a flicker spell. I guess we'll find out. Nope, it's an island cycle. Like, they can recast. That's fine. We don't care. XX and Trample is hurting it. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Hail Swipe is also cool, but we can only cast Giant Growth or Appeal. And those creatures fight each other. I can make it so that way Urza doesn't hit us with any tricks next turn. Because he will come down. They will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish mana. That might be the correct thing, just to get like a blocker out of the way. So we are going to have to untap our Sun Petal Grove for sure. Yep, they gain a life. That offsets the life loss from the One Ring. I have to pray that they don't just get like a Phyrexian Metamorph so they can start looping One Ring protection. Yeah, it seems very prudent to go ahead and get your 2 draws in. I'm happy if they cast Urza, weirdly enough. Oh, they can't. Hold on. They only had the 4 mana. Okay, so as long as they don't have Phyrexian Metamorph or the Alchemy version, then we're set. They can't cast Urza because they just have all they have are like idiots. Tormod's Crypt, a Winter Moon. None of this stuff helps them like survive because we have the appeal. If they have counter magic for the appeal, then we also still have Giant Growth. Yeah, I think they realized their mistake afterwards. At first, I was like, okay, yeah, no, of course you want to, you know, draw your cards, see what your options are before you commit to Urza. But no, Urza is actually just what makes it so that way you can keep chaining all your artifacts together. Whoops. And then, on another point, I don't like Winter Moon, generally speaking. Also, hold on. Oh, right. They had Urza's Cave and the Fair in play, so they couldn't untap both of them. So they only had 5 mana anyway, so they couldn't have cast Urza. Right, okay. So then this kind of just ended up shooting themselves in the foot. Right? Now, granted, I think Urza is one of those decks that can still use the Winter Moon. Because you're using the Semblance Anvil that can reduce the cost of artifacts by 2 mana. Because you're very likely playing a ton of affinity and cost reducer pieces. This is the kind of deck that I think can get away with running Winter Moon. Generally speaking, don't want to run Winter Moon because it just doesn't do enough. In every instance that I have seen my opponent play Winter Moon, maybe it hurts the tempo a little bit like what we saw here. But it's not Winter Orb. It's not Winter Orb. It's not Blood Moon. You can do better. This is like one of those narrow instances where it does do at least something else, ability-wise, right? Oh, that actually filled out our spell count. I don't know if we're actually getting to attack with like a ton of Daka creatures, but we can go ahead and change that by just throwing some idiots at the board. Where are Gabi? Gabi. Alright. So remember, we don't think with this deck. We don't think. Thinking is the enemy. You think, you stink. Just want to throw idiots at the wall. And we are committed to that game plan. It does not matter if we lose a bunch of it's like the Lord Farquaad speech, right? Some of you may die, but that is a sacrifice that I am willing to make. And I just can't yap during these portions. I can't yap when we're doing Magic. I get sidetracked too much by the game itself, so... You know, apologies for the people that enjoy the yapping, but we do have a segment for that in the back half of the stream. Also, this is a 50-50. Like, either this is a deck that runs, like, almost nothing but basics, and therefore Blood Moon will not do anything. Or... But we get Shadow Skull Smashing, we get Mountain... or Pro. Remember, we just attack with idiots. Normally I would mulligan to like try and get 3 lands, but we have a Volcanic Spite here as well. So... Alright, go on and attack. And then... Is it Mog Flunkies? It might just be Volcanic Spite, but... If I Okay. So, we need both of these. Spikefield has a... Easy. Oh, I can't actually. That's interesting. Easy fix. You know what? I am fine with that. I would love the spike field hazard, but I just cannot. We need to put away the orb. Get a redraw. Pass the turn. And then drop the Blood Moon on the next. Anya. Mountain. Blood Moon. Cinder Cone. Wow, look at all those not green sources you have. Oh, Roaming Throne. Boo. Boo, I say. Alright. How many cards do I have in the graveyard? 4. Kind of enough. Daka. Just remember. Take out. We Daka. We Daka hard. This Roaming Throne might be the... Ooh, hold on. Yes. Let's see, this is naming human. Choose a creature. If a triggered ability of another creature you control would enter. Okay, so that's like just 3 mana? That's just like 3 mana. We can just go ahead and like keep Daka-ing. Roaming Throne does nothing when your goblins say you can't block. Wow! Look at that mana base. Yeah, let's go ahead and... Boom. We got there. Yapping is encouraged. I mean, like, yapping is encouraged. Yeah, I would love it if I could get better at, you know, yapping with the games themselves. But I don't know. I don't know. Gobbies. Also, thank you, opponent. Thank you very much, Heavy, for not picking up. That gave me so many attacks. That gave me so many attacks. Thank you for being my honorary punching bag. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Nykthos is an interesting one in here. They could just be playing like so many mana dorks and cycling through that this makes an ass load of mana. Judging by everything they have here, though, that Floodstreams came way too late, huh? Having the check lands is also like kind of dicey. Ah well, life works out. Life finds a way. Do I need to go back to like having pre-written topics to bring up when we go into yapping? Maybe, possibly. I mean, like, when we get to the yapping segment, we're definitely going to be talking about the fact that apparently Happy Gilmore 2 is way better than it has any right to be. Also, Fran, thank you so much for the hydrate redeem. I'll be sure to... Okay, how do we feel about this? This is choose a color, cast the chosen type, 4 tap, seek a card of the chosen, so basically 5 mana to draw a card. How do I feel about this? 2 mana with Goblin Bombardment, though. 2 mana Goblin Bombardment's pretty cool. Yeah, I guess I'll give it a try. We'll definitely want to go... Reach Goblin. I guess it could be Greek Goblin. Let's go Trap Finder Goblin, though. Then we just grab the Bombardment, and now all the removal favors us. Michelangelo makes a mutant joke and token. Oh, there's gonna be a hardened scales deck? I guess it could be. Yeah. There's a Gabi. There's Gabi Bombardment. No, no Dan for Franz. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. Fucking wizards. Fucking wizards indeed. I hate that they moved the secret layer away from the fucking print on demand. But more importantly than that, apparently they have been shadow. Apparently they've been doing this thing where they like quasi shadow price stuff. What is this? This token put a counter on target creature. Like I guess we can strangle and then they get 2 treasures. Kind of sucks. Whatever. Here's. Let's see. We can go or Goro, and then if they get like 2 treasures, then Roxanne gets to come down and do a bunch of shit. And then... You know what? Let's do that on their turn, though, so they don't get Roxanne right away. I think it was Blood Ars that pointed out. X. Yeah, I think it was Blood Ars that pointed out that Wizards posted secret layers at a bunch of different prices so that they can see exactly how much they can charge and get away and, you know, start getting away with it. And that these secret layers are regularly selling out. I think now's an okay. Actually, hold on. It doesn't matter. Not really. Because I want to be able to attack with all these idiots. Yep. So we'll go ahead. We'll put that on Goblin. This makes the Goblins +1/+1. Oh, then we have to sack it. Goblins entered under control this turn. Hold on. Do you, when this Goblin enters, you make a Goblin? Yeah, when Goblin enters, we make a Goblin. Then we also just have this Goblin Lord? We have 4 mana if we do that. 4 mana would be Instigator, Bandit Lord, or Gut Wrench. That's 2 damage without having to give up the Arsonist. I don't mind that. Yeah. And then we go Tappa. 2 damage here? Yeah, make 2 treasures. Don't care about that. Go ahead. Attack. We can throw... throw the Arsonist, I guess. That would just block Goro. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. And then we gotta shoot this guy, him again. Would be great if, like, he didn't, but, like, c'est la vie. Honestly, I could see them playing Roxanne and then trying to, like, shoot Goro so that way the Mox Amber isn't online. Alright, sure, yeah, they can just play fucking Atali. Sure, why not? They hit Fated Fireplayer. The source you control will deal damage to a permanent or player. And then they also have Dragonfire. Sure. So that would mean the rocks deal 4 damage. I hate life so much. I just hate Roxanne. Why do I hate Roxanne? Because again, she's another one of those commanders that just pays for her own tax every time that she comes into play. She comes into play, she makes a meteor that taps for any color. So that's already like half the tax. But then also, whenever she they tap it, they tap any mana rocks or any artifact token, basically. For mana, they get twice it. And that's just whatever. Whatever. You get all your whatever. We're just here to throw idiots at the wall, not bemoan the fact that, you know, there are self-sufficient cards in the command zone. Actually, hold on. What I want to do is let's see, choose a target. Let's just go ahead and like shoot tokens, I guess. Like, what is this? If a source you control would deal damage, they can deal 14 to my face with a Tali. Just by shooting the motivator. Yep, they can go ahead, get rid of the blocker, deal 14 to me. Oh, they're gonna shoot Squee? Sure. I have 6 in the graveyard already, so we'll decline. And yeah, Tali just deals 14, that's fine. Tali has trample anyway. So, like, that's probably why. Wait, what do you mean? If a source you control will deal damage to an opponent or permanent and opponent controls, it deals damage plus an amount of damage equal to the number of fire counters on this enchantment instead. Okay, I need to stop, like, just not reading. That is, that's incredibly relevant. Also, I can't play Squee. Huh. Okay then. I really need to read the whole fucking card. I thought for sure that this was gonna fucking nuke me. But no. They have 6, 7. They can replay Roxanne, but I also have Abandoned Outpost here. If we hit like a shared animosity, I think we just get them. Like, shooting me doesn't change the clock. Also, I do just have bombardment ready. Yep, that's respectable. 7 damage. If we get a great top deck, we can turn this around. That is not a great top deck. But it is a top deck. And so now it just becomes... What kind of math works out here? Ooh, did we lose by 1? I think we do. Yeah, we are 1 damage off. GG, damn. Alright, well, it happens. We came close. We came surprisingly close. Wait, why are they playing an X-Spell if they're running a Tali? That doesn't make sense. You really shouldn't be playing X-Spells if you're playing with a Tali in the deck. That seems like a no-brainer to me. Like, I guess if you're willing to just, like, accept the risk, then, like, more power to you. But also, I don't know. There's so many quality cards in red-green. I don't think you need to, like, punish yourself like that. Wait. Is this a card that I would actually pay attention to? Whenever a creature you control with a counter on it leaves, you make a mutagen token. Exile target card from a graveyard, create a mutagen. Oh my god, it's another vacuum card. It's another artifact that just, like, has tapped to exile a card from a graveyard. Okay. Okay. Like, what? Necromancer's lives aren't hard enough? So it goes, I guess. Although, now that I think about it, I've been holding off on making this this Merfolk deck because it would take just like a ton of wild cards to get the Sea Elves that I want. But I'm also just wondering, do I have to? Like, do I actually really need to? Maybe. I probably don't need like Kumena. If I could just like switch it over to Nazil. And then we can include a ton of the Iron Scales type cards. Yeah, hold on. Oh, we did add we finally did craft a Tidebinder. Okay. There's 13 mythics. Oh, yeah, there we go. Whenever a merfolk you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. It's a coastal piracy effect, but it's on a fish. And then, like, we still have Amy's base here. This is originally Amy's list, I think. Pretty sure. Like, these are good fish. We can probably get away with that without having the Mist Caller. What would I do if I was to recreate this? Like, if I was to just, like, take this and just start working on it, probably look a lot different. You have to make sure... Oh, wait, no, the Flavor Denial is already in there. Did I add that? I think I did. I might have already I might have added the Flavor on my own if I was just, like, cutting cards out. But I remember that the Disallow was in there, and I cut the Disallow. Yeah. Someday fish. Someday fish. We got like a time for a couple more before we switch on Final Fantasy, which we'll be doing the Moogle chores starting today, so that'll be. Hold on, where's Galadriel? I just want to have some fun scrying. Double check, make sure she has actual land drops in here. Does racetrack and use social engine. By the way, chat, I already said this in the server, but I'm going to say it here so that way it's recorded for all posterity. Ron is a great friend. And also, I wish that he would message me before just sending stuff my way. Because par our conversation last Friday, he sent me a copy of Life is Strange, which I very much appreciate. But my wife already had a copy, so I had it available. I'm going to assume that he didn't, like, you know, have to do anything in particular for it. Like, it's, you know, that there's just a 5-color. A card for each multicolored permanent you control. Enters, create a tapped 2/2 robot for each multicolored permanent you control. Okay. But, you know, I always feel a little awkward about receiving presents with regards to games when I already, like, basically have them. Like, it's one thing if I get a game and it's a multiplayer game, then it's like, oh, hey, you know, me and my partners, we can play together. It's another thing to feel a little awkward with regards to your friend to be like, hey, buddy, just so you know, I appreciate you, I love you, I see you, and also, maybe life didn't have to go this way. I don't know. It's the same energy as when a relative decides to gift you a coffee mug, and then you have to awkwardly tell them, hey, thank you, I love this, really do, I really do. And also, hey, do we not, like, do Birthday mugs again. Because I have so many mugs, I'm actually like having trouble with space. Like actually and for real. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Get my blue. Get my. What do we want to grab? Probably just grab breeding pool, I think. Go ahead and grab Ladriel's. And then pray that she... Love to see that. Yes, actually. Now I just get blue. Blue. Do I do Livecraft as bestiary or do I do elixir? I think I go elixir. Do I attack? I don't think I'm attacking. This is not bad. But she's not a land. Oh, hey! Blue. And blue. I don't have anything else to do. Oh, I guess I could have gotten a free Rivendell, but then I couldn't hold up Counterspell. Eh. As long as it's not Supreme Verdict, we're fine. Zone Guard. You enter play tapped. You give your second main phase of this creature is tapped. Return to one target land from your graveyard to the battlefield. I want bouncy. Ooh, actually, I really want Matoya. He goes really good with Galadriel. Okay. Perfect. Perfect, right? Now we can go punchy. I could have played the Coma, I guess. Orb is not a land. Feel? Pass the turn? Oh, wait, hold on. They missed a land drop, didn't they? They did, yeah. They have a fetch land in there? Yeah, they can go ahead and have that. I am now going to bounce while they have no land in play. Deal. Land. Blue. Scry. Draw. Yes! Yes! You can't beat the two oldest women alive! It's impossible! Well, that Life is Strange collection came out not too long ago. Probably just dumped the old copy of the original game. I don't think that's how gifting games on Steam works. Like, if it was a physical game that got sent to me, then, like, sure, actually, I don't mind that. I really appreciate physical media. But, when it's Steam copies, it feels just a tad, eh. Missed that part, sorry. No worries, no worries, no worries, no worries. That's a good one to end it on. We can go ahead and switch on over to Final Fantasy XIV. Double check our mastery pass, actually. I should make sure I spend my orbs. It's gonna be, yeah, it's a, okay, so yeah, I should be able to get... That is a lot more avatars than I thought it was gonna be. Okay. Do I care about any? Ironically, my favorite characters from the Turtle Show are not the turtles. Girl who always plays D&D and then she always ends up playing some variation of humans. Okay, so yeah, if there's like 3 more avatars that I can earn, and then that's it. Yeah, we're not in danger. Strict save is not going to be till, I think, April. So we've got over a month left. That's good. Considering getting Life is Strange, played the Life is Strange back on Xbox 360, just never went past the first chapter. I have heard a few different mixed things about Life is Strange, so I am looking forward to that just in the basis of being able to form my own opinion. Because on the one hand, I've heard good things about it, I've heard bad things about it, and then I can, do the thing. But I also wonder, like, what my experience is going to be being more aware of some of the criticisms of the game. Like, I'm sure some of them might not feel as bad. Some of them might be distracting, having thought about it afterwards. I don't know. Actually, hold on. Real quick, while we're logging in, actually. Yeah, while we're logging in, I'm going to check how long did for Life is Strange. I get the impression that it would be a multiple sit down play session type thing. But I've been wrong about that with so many games. Like, my initial impression with just like any video game is that, oh, it's gonna take forever. I'm gonna have to play through like 80 hours of content. But like, no, I'm still trying to getting used to the idea that actually games can be significantly shorter. So like, okay, base Life is Strange takes about 16, 18 hours. Like regular Life is Strange. I guess the remastered collection is about 22 hours. That's not like unreasonable at all. I was able to play Slay the Princess and be satisfied with that in about 18-ish hours. So that's like, 2-3 weeks of just solid game fun. Okay, ow, crunchy. All right, now we're in the yapping portion proper for the stream. Okay, and let's see. Before I do anything related to P, I'm at 6 of 9. Nice. I can knock out 2 more dungeons. I might just opt to do one of those in roulette. So that way I at least have a chance of getting a second chance point. Life is Strange is one of those telltale games, so a single session's not going to cut it. Well, how do you mean by telltale? Telltale as in like it's a popular game, or also this is where we're talking to Mogak here? Pardon me while I read through some of these quest lines. I do want to like make sure I am at least familiar with the cultures that I'm helping with. A little help. Oh shit, these things give crystals. Mogak the Marvelous is in need of a master craftswoman. Well met. I was just about to send for you. You see, the sudden influx of new recruits has us short on woodworking tools and supplies. Even those who joined us more recently with no means to begin their training. We are sorely lacking in hand saws, and you're just the artisan we need to make them, Kupo. By now, Mogwon should have secured the necessary materials with which you can do so. Make your way to Asa, you'll be able to begin crafting straight away. Alright. Slightly flustered. I know not what to do, Kupo. Several days ago, one of my Mog menders stormed off when I told him searching the house of letters for construction materials was a foolish idea. He has been absent for days, and being the hardhead he is, I'm sure he will not return until he has collected an assortment of planks, paints, and pilings large enough to prove me wrong. I fear this means he might never come back, for there is nothing of the sort in El Tome. Only hungry predators seeking easy prey, and there's nothing easier than an overworked Moogle. Please find and make sure he is safe, Kupo. That doesn't sound like a crafting quest. A fundamentally important task. Ogek the Marvelous is nervously fluttering his wings. As you might recall, today is, or rather was, to be the day we began restoring the Foundation, Kupo. A slight oversight, however, has left us with insufficient materials to do so. To remedy this, I have dispatched Mogmenders to the landlord colony in El Tome to root for loose lumber and steel. They should have returned by now, but are nowhere to be seen. It is imperative that we sort this mess out quickly, so I would ask that you lend us your strength once more. Please go and gather whatever they have collected and deliver it to one of my Mogbenders at the restoration site above, Kupo. One of those story-driven point-and-click adventures? Ah, okay. I don't know that I've ever heard Telltale, like, actually used to describe them. Also, this was supposed to be the crafting gathering job, right? Yeah, this is supposed to be the crafting gathering quest. I sure hope that, you know, just being out here in my blacksmith skivvy isn't going to get me in trouble. Like I mentioned, you'd be along, Kupo. Well, I dare say we shall not disappoint. The selection of materials we've gathered for you will even rival the wares of vendors in the inner cities. Excuse me, I exaggerated, of course, but rest assured, all that you need can be found right here. Oh, and if you would please take the finished products directly to Mugupo. He's been beside himself with excitement since learning you'd be the one creating supplies for our trainees. Huh. Okay. That one's definitely crafting. Take a look at some of the other ones real quick. That was the Telltale was the name of the company that made quite a few popular ones. Telltale Games. Oh, okay. That makes a lot more sense. I didn't realize that was the name of the studio. Gotcha. I have scoured this entire area, and I'm confident that, short of chopping down trees, there's no more timber to be found. While a few of the logs are a mite singed, they're no doubt still serviceable. Well, then I shall leave these to you, Kupo. Okay. So we're gathering supplies? Without necessarily gathering, because the Moogles have done it for us, Kupo. As an aside, by the way, I love the game, the name for the studio that made Slay the Princess. They're called Black Tabby Games. They're a husband and wife solo dev pair. So, like, you know, strictly doesn't mean that they're, like, actually, like, solo, but, you know, two peoples. Yeah, please, Kupo, I am but skin and bones. I assure you, I do not taste nearly as good as I... Oh, thank the gods it's you. As glad as I am to see your friendly face, I beg of you not to sneak up on me like that. Mogek sent you? Kupo! I just knew that smug-faced pond-swinging miser didn't trust me to bring back anything worthwhile. Well, I'll show him. I will. Just look at this huge pile I've gathered. Oh, who am I kidding, Kupo? Most of these materials are so old and decrepit, it would be a miracle if I could use them to build anything. What am I to do with this rubbish? Wait, metal bars. Alone, they might be worthless, but with your superb crafting skills, maybe you could fashion some nails. Then, even Maga cannot claim my coming here was a fruitless venture. Some of your expertise should be able to make short work of this, and while you're at it, I will go and search the area for even more things to take back. Anyway, I shall let you get started. Find yourself in need of more materials, do not hesitate to ask. Oh, and please deliver the finished products to Mogek directly, Kupo. Something I was kind of missing with the bird chores, and I realized with some of the bug chores as well, is that I wasn't paying as close attention to the story beats that they were covering. Which makes me just a little bit sad, because that was actually some of the best parts of doing the chores in A Realm Reborn. I still thought that the chores themselves were, like, tedious, but at least for the first time that I saw those chores, I wanted to pay attention to them and get an idea of what it was I was helping with. I have unearthed a large cache of metal bars, but try as I might, I cannot carry them for even a single ilm. You appear quite strong, Kupo. Please, madam, take them to the restoration site in my stead. Okay, is that everything? Kind of. Okay. So if we just, like, get to a point where all we have to do is craft, then we can just sit down and craft all the things together. Because this is crafting chore. Telltale's is a former studio. Apparently they went out of business, but quite a few of them reteamed together and created Dispatch. That is another studio I haven't heard. Honestly, sometimes I see these indie studios, and I see them do names and stuff, and I keep wondering, like, are there any practical benefits to like naming their studio? I guess it's like a brand type thing, but what if you're like just a guy, right? Like, what if you're just a solo dev who's working on a thing? I guess there's always the idea that like it leaves open room for collaboration and expansion. You know, if you just like get to hire a couple of people to do the thing. No, the game is called Dispatch. Oh wait, hold on. Isn't Dispatch that new one? The one about the superhero management? Yes, yes indeed, Kupo. Not moments ago, I received word from Master Magek that you would be along with more construction materials. Yep, that's the one. Aha! Okay. Now let's see what our little scavengers managed to dig up. Excellent, excellent, Kupo. This is much more than I hoped to receive on such short notice. Oh-ho, would you take a look at this? These metal bars are of unparalleled quality. They could be used to make exceptional pilings. Now, if only there was someone on hand with the talent and skills to do so. You'll do it? I knew I could count on you, Kupo. Oh, and when you're finished, please see that they undergo one of Master Magek's routine inspections. Okay, now we're in the crafting portion. Alright, so I don't think we'll be able to just like macro our way through this, but couldn't hurt. Do I have to like actually just I just have to craft regular ones. It's not asking for high quality. High quality uncraftable even. No XP granted. I mean, like, if it's literally no XP granted for crafting the thing, and high quality can't be crafted for this, that makes it easy. You're back so soon. That just all went smoothly? Yeah. Oh, that's right. I got gauntlets I need to stick into the drawer because they have hearts on them. Magnificent, Kupo. With these, our foundation will be able to withstand the ravages of time for generation upon generation to come. Now I need to craft a purpose control. These also don't high quality uncraftable. No XP granted. Well, let it not be said that they weren't dead. That these chores weren't that these chores did not filter me out because they had difficulty. Actually, that reminds me. Cat, can we talk about the difficulty of some games? I.e., like, I guess the context is probably the best place to start. So some of you know, by way of my hold on, a text box to read. Very much earlier than I expected. Able to find our missing Mogmender? I see. So he stayed behind to continue research? Well, for that I cannot fault him. These are simply splendid, Kupo. Even more so, considering they were crafted using components found at the House of Letters. Perhaps I was too quick to discount the potential the ruins offered. It is a mistake. I mean to rectify immediately, Kupo. I shall begin scheduling routine searches of the area, just as soon as I get the rest of my Mogmenders in order, that is. I just gotta go craft these ones too, the training supplies. I'm glad that they include the little clickable right here above the quest. That makes it so much easier to find. I suppose if I were to say I'm a little disappointed with how easy the craftables are. At least we have Guardian Restoration. Like, once I get to the point where I'm finished with PvP for the season, that's basically what we're going to be doing. Is we're going to go do Guardian Restoration. At least, like, you know, don't need to worry about. There's tails. No, I'm going to read you the... you know what? We're going to go into PvP here soon. Guppo. You're right on time, Kupo. Did you bring them with you? Oh, they're perfect. So perfect, in fact, it makes me think our novice monk-benders would feel much more inspired to learn if they received their training supplies from master craftswomen such as yourself. I shall wrap them up, so might you distribute them to each of our crafters in training? We're teaching the Moogles how to hammer. Just delivered for me? How exciting, Kupo. Let's see it then. So many Moogles are so cute. Give a Moogle a hammer, and it'll keep banging its adorable little paws for a lifetime. Actually, come to think of it, I don't know that I've ever seen this area properly restored before. So that'll be something fun that's fun to look forward to. Like, all of the areas undergo some amount of change once you progress through. I think the Realm Were Born side quests are the only ones that don't. Like, they get new... no, they don't get new members. They just get members that, like, that you can talk to more. But starting in Heaven's Ward, they actually start changing and shifting the environment. You saw that with the... bird chores. You saw that with the bug chores. Saw them expand a little bit. And I know you can... if that continues all the way through Endwalker and John Trail. From what I hear, not only did you take the time to craft the supplies I requested, but went out of your way to distribute them as well. Thanks to you, the youngest of our crew couldn't be more excited to start their training. I just hope their zest for learning doesn't begin to wane over the coming days and weeks, Kupo. We need all the pause we can get if Zenith is to be restored in a timely fashion. Hold on, what? Oh, that was fast. I wasn't expecting that. The milk of Moogle kindness. Yes, today's a story day, chat. Master Mogden is motioning you over. Durison has been looking for you, Kupo. There's an important matter we must discuss at once. Lamora, there you are. I must say, the attitude of the Mogbenders is much improved. They have mastered the basics of stonemasonry more quickly than I had anticipated. Remain ever eager to learn. Once the rubble has been cleared, we can begin rebuilding. Therein lies our problem, however. I'm afraid we lack the numbers to remove the debris on our own. I requested aid from the Moogles of Asa, but have yet to receive a response. Doubtless, they are trying to avoid any kind of hard work. And so I would ask you, my dear Mogden, bringing them here. I give you leave to use whatever trick you can conceive of to get those malingering Moogles to bar legs. You want me to fool Moogles? I've never done that, Kupo. Not successfully, anyway. Don't be so quick to lose heart. You fail only because your ideas are half-formed, marred by compromise and poor planning. You must persevere in your efforts if you wish to succeed. It is the words of my house, as the words of my house state, by the 100th blow. For a single strike of the chisel merely scratches a stone's surface. It is only with constant effort that stones give rise to bricks, to walls, and at last an impregnable fortress. Such is the power of will, of perseverance, of determination! Will, perseverance, and determination. I will remember, Kupo. Yes, I'll craft a trick so cunning they'll sing songs of it throughout Mogholm. Aye, that's the spirit. You are a leader, and it's past time you took charge. Show the others that the Mogbenders are not to be trifled with. However, while I have great faith in Mogden, he still has yet to meet his full potential. Which is why I must ask you to accompany him. Sure, he does not slip back into his old ways. Give that pom-pom of his a firm shake if you sense his will wavering. Damn. I'm sure there will be no need for that, Kupo. Nevertheless, I would certainly appreciate the company. Now then, shall we be off? We should begin by speaking of Markup, Moogle in charge over at Asa. Maybe I will do the crafting store, the crafting quest on. Oh, hold on. Make sure. Yep. Yeah, make sure my little jeweler's loop is raised for cutscenes happen. Thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening me. By the way, chat, did you know that Queen had like 13 albums out? I sure as hell didn't. I thought they had like 7. Oh, if it isn't Master Mogson, and the adventurer I've heard so much about. I seem to recall requests of some manner from the Mog Menders. Oh yes, you required extra paws to help move the rubble? That's correct, Kupo. The request was made some time ago, and still not a single Moogle has arrived at Barles. Can't hope to make any progress without them. Ah yes, who could forget such an unusual name? Of course, I dispatched several Moogles the moment the missive came, but I'm afraid I may have sent them to the wrong location. Awfully hard to pronounce that name, you see. Why, I suppose it could be anywhere now. Without the provisions for a long journey. Oh, how dreadful, Kupo. All alone among those wild beasts, hungry and afraid. Curse my clumsy tongue, curse it. But could you help me find them? Please bring them something to sate their hunger, and I'm certain they will most willingly help. Of course, an understandable mistake. I can scarce pronounce half the names I hear. Don't worry, Mugup. My companion and I will have the errant Moogles back here in safe post-haste. It wouldn't serve to go searching blindly, however, lest we become lost ourselves. No, we must discuss our strategy beforehand. Let's confer down below. This sounds like Moogle trickery to me. I can see it now. Their pom-poms shivering in fear. Please, you must do something. I'd never be able to live with myself should they come to harm, Kupo. Yeet! Ow, my shins! Little does Mogum know, I've already fallen for this trick. Twice! Why trouble yourself to get your own food when a gullible Moogle will deliver it right to you? It would be a brilliant ploy if it wasn't so overused. Now we have our chance to... What did Turrison say? Ah, turn the tables. If we can trick them into going to Barles, I dare say they'd say just as a sign of respect. Mogum and his likes are a clever bunch, though. How could I possibly get the better of them? If only we could use those fake Koopa nuts. But by now, every Moogle in Mogham and beyond has heard of them, and rightly so. They are truly masterpieces. Certainly not something I could ever hope to surpass. And there's no shame in that. Yes, why reach for the skies when a Koopa nut is hanging just within reach? Besides, Asa is far from Mogham. I wager Mogham and the others have heard nothing of your fake nuts. Well then, I believe the matter is settled. Don't make me give that palm a squeeze. No, not my palm, Kupo. I remember Tarson's words. Just keep your hands right where they are. I'll come up with my very own trick. I'll make Mugup think twice before trying to trick me again. Thank you. Tarson was right to have you accompany me. If you were not here, I would have given up before I remembered a special something that just might serve as the perfect tool for our trick. A very special something. I haven't got any myself, though. Certainly not in the quantity required. But there is one Moogle who might. Come with me to Mogham so we can seek out the console of the alchemist Moghan. Yes, it's all falling into place, Kupo. Remember, chat, Keikaku means plan. Wait. Kupo means plan? Keupo? Something like that. Yeah, I think I'll try and be a little bit more open to reading some of the dialogue stuff on stream. Like, this is still the daily grind. That's not going to be stopping anytime soon. At the same time, though, getting through the grind is going to mean getting through some of these side jobs and side quests that I wouldn't otherwise might have time. Like, I'm playing Lies of P right now for my main game, but it is kind of fighting Final Fantasy XIV for attention right now. Which is good on the Final Fantasy side because that means that I'm starting to feel better about having taken a break and I'm getting... And by the time we're done with Final Fantasy VIII, I'll be up for returning to Stormblood with Fran. On the other hand, it does mean, like, not necessarily having as much time as I thought I was going to have for some of the other games I wanted to play. Might not end up playing anything else but 14 come April. My apologies. I had to pick up something up from Barles on the way. I hope I didn't keep you waiting long, Kupo. The mighty adventurer graces us with her presence again, Kupo. Oh, and greetings to you as well, Mogson. What brings you two all the way from Barles? Wop 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 wop. Lockup is up to his old tricks, but I mean to take the upper paw this time, Kupo. For that, I require your most potent medicine. Most potent. Oh, and on a completely unrelated note, I brought you a gift. Well, certainly I can't just give you Kupo nuts, and larger than I've ever seen, even more so than those of Chief Moglin's secret reserve. You've always been a stout supporter of the Mog matters. I just thought I should express my gratitude. Of course, I understand, Kupo. I wouldn't dare decline a gift from you, Mogson. It is only a gift, yes? Why, Mogon, you wound me. I would never intend for it to be anything else. Ahem, Kupo. Lifting stones is dangerous work, and it would be dreadful if anyone was injured, especially so far from home. You should have your medicine, Mogson. Practice caution, however. Use too much and you may do more harm than good. Ah, yes, greasing the old paws. I promise to be responsible, Kupo. I believe we're finished here. I'll meet you back at Asa after I finish some final preparations. I'll try not to be late this time. Even now they play the song of Lord Moogle the 12th, long may he reign. Well, static means rain? Guess there's a little. I've also just kind of been thinking about how I felt about Heaven's Word. Now that we're, done with the Dragon Song, we only have like some few big things left to do before we hit in Stormblood. Relic Weapon, Warring Triad. I think that's it in terms of like stuff that we plan on doing on stream. But then I still have to do the yellows and the rest of my job quests. Or rather, I would want to do and finish those. How goes the search? I've looked up and down under every rock and behind every bush and can find no sign of the poor Moogles. All this search has made me terribly thirsty, by the way. Now I know how the others must feel. It's tearing me apart, Kupo! Log up enough. I surrender. I must say your every trick is more impressive than the last. This one was so impressive, in fact, that I brought a bounty of Kupo nut milk to give to everyone. Ha ha ha! Mogson's been outsmarted again, Kupo. You really must stop making this so easy. There's no sport in it anymore. However, we'll gladly accept these libations as a just reward for our ingenuity. Time to call the others. Hello, hello, how's life going, Kupo? Hi, Sam! We unlocked the next level of the Moogle chores, so right now we are enjoying Moogle time. Did you see, Kupo? Muckup is none the wiser. He thinks that's just regular Kupo nut milk, but we know better. Oh, I can scarce believe that I, Mogson, am finally about to trick Moogles. Come, Thamora. Muckup will soon get his just desserts. Ah, my ankles! Ow. Hold on. They're further out than I thought. I, a lowly blacksmith, cannot bear to, handle the wilds like this. Although I seem to remember Heavy actually killing a mob as a blacksmith during one of Lila's streams. Ah well, silly stuff. I'll see if I can, finish that thought that I was having. Oh my god. That is way too much. That's cat ear medicine is what that is. Quickly, Malcolm and the others are just about to partake of my special milk. Moogle milk. I mean, it's Kupo nut milk still. Maybe it's like coconuts. Mogzin has been tricked again, and not for the last time. In his humbleness, he has rewarded our surpassing cleverness with a bounty of Kupo nut milk. Drink deep, my friends, and bask in victory. Special milk, censor self. Lucky, you realize that in itself is a thing that's worth censoring, right? There's nothing like a nip of milk after a... What is... Kupo Po? Impossible. Mogzin, he couldn't have... Those Moogles are wasted! What's in the milk, you ask? A few pinches of the crushed cloud mallow seeds. In large enough quantities, they put Moogles into a deep sleep. Once they're dozing soundly, I need only whisper in their ears to complete my plan. Look, and bear witness to a Mogmender's guile. Goodbye. Whispering sweet nothings into the Moogle ears. A working Moogle is a happy Moogle, Kupo. A working Moogle is a happy Moogle, Kupo. From sunup till sundown, you'll work up a sweat with nary a frown. From sunup till sundown, you'll work up a sweat with nary a frown. Whoa, friends, isn't it a perfect day for back-breaking labor? Who needs rest? Not I, Kupo. Who wants to sweat? Me. That's my control, Kupo? It sure is. Oh my god. Oh my god. Victory, Kupo! I doubt Mogupo will dare to trick me again after this. And now to reap the rewards. Let's return to Bar Les and see what Moogle's hard at work can accomplish. Oh my god. Oh, that is mind control. What the fuck? I knew that Moogles were dubiously moralist, but that's a... You know what? I'm sure that once the medicine wears off, they will be perfectly fine. I hope. Oh, hey, Behemoth friend. Yeah. Man, I love doing flybys. If I had to guess it, that was probably someone doing the Dark Knight quest. Ah, yes. Yep, they're all passed on the ground. It's terrible. We'll never get the rubble cleared, Kupo. Look up and the others began working eagerly at first, but they collapsed after carrying only one rock between them. I know they aren't used to hard work, but this beggars belief. Perhaps all is not lost, however. When a Moogle's in such a sorry state that the only cure I know is of more cloud mallow. And I believe you can help with that, Themora. Mount a mallow and sprinkle some puffs on these Moogles and their palms should perk right up. Just ask the Moogle Guardian to ride. I'll be looking to the skies. Perhaps a few errant puffs will blow my way, Kupo. Huh. That should be against the Geneva Kupo net vengeance. You get points for trying. Get points for trying, Sam. Say no more. I know exactly why you're here. Just shake your rump a bit and rain mallow puffs on the poor Moogles. And they'll be back in tip-top shape. Hop on. I'm sure the mallow can support your weight. Oh! Mount. It's the mount for the quest, chat. Oh my god, it's so fluffy. What the fuck? Want that mount? I want that mount. I actually didn't know what the mount was going to be for this. I seem to recall being tired? Impossible! Inconceivable! Why, I dare say I could clear the rubble myself. A working Moogle is a happy Moogle, Kupo. That's concerning. That's very concerning. They're Moogles, I'm sure I'll be fine. Look at it! Look at the fluffy, fluffy mount! Oh my god! I can just be a dandelion in the breeze! Yeah, we gotta get this. And the Malapuffs seem to do it, Kupo. If they keep up this pace, then the rubble should be cleared in no time. And what's more, now that I've hoped Brinka Moogle, I'm sure to earn some respect around here. I am the master of the Mogmenders, after all. Garrison, Thamora, if not for your support, I would have given up long ago. To see my efforts succeed at last. I've never felt this sense of accomplishment before. You have my thanks. Brilliant, my dear Mogzen. Remember my words, and your conviction shall show through in the quality of your craftsmanship. I will. I most certainly will. Garrison, your words will guide me in both my works and my studies. Well, IDK, why I thought it would be like the Bomb Paladin, but with Moogles. Oh my god! I don't know that Moogles could actually work that, lift that much. I'm pretty sure they would just drop the chair in their little paws. Aw, look at those exhausted little guys. Thanks to your efforts, the rubble has been cleared from Barles. Continue assisting the Mogbenders to see repair the plaza completed. Let's see, we should get some more Moogle chores to do today, so let's do the... You've achieved recognized reputation with the Mogbenders. And then, yeah, we get to go ahead and get our 3 additional ones. Oh, they have an anvil now. Wonderful. But first, give me more things to buy. We have, dragon floor lamp. A somber floor lamp designed in the likeness of a dragon. The mark-worthy mug sofa? A sofa so soft you'll forget you were the only one sitting on it. Aww. And then they just have some normal materials too. Okay. It's gonna be a while before we can get like even the minions, let alone the mount. But like, And then this should be, it's 0 of 360. We're gonna be able to get through the story relatively quick to start with. We'll go on the wall. Mogek is in need of a Master Crafter's touch. They don't have dyes, only ones from ARR. I think so. I don't remember any of the... Let's see. I don't think the birds or the bugs have dyes. So I'm pretty sure the Moogles aren't going to have any dyes either. And we still have Ishgari Restoration, which will give us dyes. Ah, just the craftswoman I was looking for, Kupo. We're gathering materials for the restoration of the walls surrounding the plaza grounds, and your help would be most appreciated. I dispatched a few able-bodied Moogles to the landlord colony in search of salvageable goods, and I want to be sure what they can find be put to good use. I'd like you to check out on their progress and bring back anything you found so far. Kupo for Kupo Nuts. Look at Mogek's squinty eyes tells you he has a favor to ask. As the most brilliant Moogle of the Mogbenders, I took it upon myself to devise a plan to recruit more helping paws. All I need now is a certain charismatic character to put my plan into action. That would be you, Kupo. We Moogles are all play and no work when time allows for it, but none can resist the allure of Kupo Nuts, even if it means arduous work. And that is how I will rally the Moogles to help with construction. Mogmole was hesitant, though, concerned that those already working would lose their share. Being the magnificent Moogle that I am, however, I am at an ample supply without dipping into their stock. Now, what I want you to do is travel to Mogcom and see who would be willing to help us for a sizable sum of Kupo Nuts. The mere mention of the word should be more than enough to motivate them, Kupo. Alright, and then work that mallow. Mogek wants to light up the skies of Zenith. Tell me, have you heard of the sparkling mallows? At the very least, I'm sure you've seen them. Twinkling balls of fluff dotting the landscape here and there. We plan to use them to spruce up the monument grounds, Kupo. I sent someone to gather a few, but alas, they've yet to return. You would think picking a few plants would be an easy task. I'm sure it's nothing serious, but I would be remiss not to be certain, which is why I need you to travel to Sama and see if anything is wrong. Okay, now we reach the travel portion of our gig. So I mentioned before, right, that Liza P and Final Fantasy XIV are currently fighting for time. Which is good for recovery, but bad for schedule keeping. So if I want to keep playing and finishing stuff in Final Fantasy XIV without encroaching on Liza P time necessarily, well, I don't know. I actually don't know. Like, it might actually be that the proper line here is to just be like, okay, so playing Liza P will take a little bit longer. It'll just be spread out over, like, probably a little bit more than a month, rather than the initial month that I had set for it. But if I can start doing some of this stuff in Final Fantasy, like, not just doing the chores, although I guess doing the chores would take a while. Like, when we finish with chores, when we finish with, like, the grinding stuff, and I need to finish some stuff up, we might end up doing some of that on stream, too. We'll see. I'm so bored. If only I had something to do. Oh, I have to... Oh, no, Jet. I have to type it in. I have to type free Kupo nuts. Chat. Don't say it, chat. Don't say it, chat. Nuts, you say? All I can eat if I help with the Mogmenders? I'll do it, Kupo. We're gonna have to give Kupos these nuts. There. There, I said it for you. Art Claude and Milo's the fluffiest. If only I could make my palm that soft and fluffy. Kupo nuts for free? My fluffy palm will have to wait, Kupo. Fruit these Moogles. I'm actually surprised that the quest isn't just like, you know, basically weekly deliveries, even though it makes sense. It makes sense that this would be more than just weekly deliveries, considering that, you know, we're doing a society thing. But I don't know. When we were doing this for the Akado 9, it felt like there was more to do. Or not more to do. It felt a little bit more straight to the point with crafting stuff. Yeah, that's what it is. But hey, at least we get to hang out up here. Ah, okay. The meager Moogle. I'm so hungry, Kupo, but I wouldn't do for even a handful of Kupo nuts. Free Kupo nuts for helping the Mogmenders? Who can say no to that? Any pause, make for light work. Let's see, what other... Aha, that's like two more... That's a whole two Moogles. Look at the sky. To think we're just tiny, fluffy specks in the great expanse of it all. Really makes you think, doesn't it? What would you say to some free Kupo nuts? Oh, free Kupo nuts? Well, I certainly don't need to think about that, Kupo. Which way to the Mogmenders? Hey, you're that crafting adventurer, right? Thank goodness you're here. I can't finish harvesting these sparkling mallows now that my hatchet's ruined, Kupo. I've worked really hard and I hate to upset the Mogmenders back home. Do you think you could help me fix it? The head of the hatchet bent somehow, making it impossible to cut down the mallows. A master craftswoman like you shouldn't have a problem making a new one. Thankfully, I have spare material for repairs right here. You've crafted what we need. Take it to the Moogle floating just over there, and he'll make my tools as good as new, Kupo. I see. As the gathering tool. Oh, okay. Malcontent. Kupo. It's no XP. High crafted quality. This is just... So, it is nice and easy that we can just, like, bang this out and it's done. That is true. However, if I may be quite frank, I wouldn't mind the high quality crafting as much because it all goes towards my, my total crafting number. My achievement crafting number. The achieving crafting number that I was, you know, that I'm working towards. But, you know, is what it is. Hello there. Before you say anything, I know why you're here. He broke another hatchet, didn't he? Well, let's have a look then. Oh, you made new parts to fix it, Kupo. That's awfully kind of you. I'll have him back to work in no time. If Magic Axe, tell him that work is proceeding as planned. Alright, and then there is one more we need to get in touch with. Where is it? Oh, it's all the way up there. Gotcha. That means that you're going to be joining me, chat. You're going to be joining me for some of these, almost definitely for the job crafting quests, actually. Like, I like the job crafting quests, but the actual questing itself, if it's anything like what it was in A Realm Reborn, it's going to involve a lot of Xerox quests. It's going to involve a lot of, you know, doing the exact same thing, crafting-wise, and 10 jobs in a row. I don't even know where to begin, Kupo. Would you help me find some choice materials for the Mog Menders? We should be able to cover more ground if we split up. You head west, and I'll stay here and see what I can find. Between the two of us, something is bound to impress Mogek. And I have to be careful because I am just a wee lass. I'm just a wee lass with a hammer. Surely they're not expecting me to, like, you know, do combat stuff in a non-combat based society, right? We did all that beforehand. We've done all of our our combat job questing. There's no need for us to fight dinosaurs right now. Surely. Like, ignore the fact that I'm 10 levels higher than a dinosaur. As a crafter, kind of doesn't matter. Also, it's kind of funny to me that you know, you have gathering jobs, but you don't necessarily need to be a gatherer to find some of this stuff. Normal warrior life stuff. Welcome back. So what did you find? I was only expecting scraps, Kupo. Where did you find this? We can make scrappers get rid of moss on the walls with this. I mean, you can make scrappers, Kupo. Scrapers. You can make scrapers. Far be it from me to deny a craftsman with a chance to show off her skills. Now then, when you're finished, take the supplies back to Mogek. I'm going to stay here and see if anything else is worth taking. How bold am I? Bold enough to just craft these right here, right now. Honestly, having the careful synthesis does speed this up quite a bit. I wonder how far Fran is on movable chores. Probably like light years ahead of me. The smug Fran smugness of just like, you know, being so far ahead, getting to wait to see my reactions to any given thing. Also, the fact that we get crystals out of this is actually like a thing. I'm already like near cap on both water and fire crystals. But extra crystals on everything else I will never complain about. Not that I'll complain about extra crystals. This can go in the free company chat. Wait, there's a cap? Yeah. You can't really hold more than 9,999 of any given crystal. Which is, you know, a pretty large cap, but a cap nonetheless. Or at the very least, you know, if there isn't a cap, then it doesn't track it any higher than 9,999. Not that I can see. Alright, Turtle. Welcome back. Ah, so his tool was broken. Trouble, just as I suspected. Hmm? You must have misheard me, my dear friend. I didn't say I'm sure it's nothing serious. I said I'm sure it's something serious. Why else would I send you to help them, Koopa? There you are. Did you find anything suitable for our work on the walls? Wall repair supply. Oh my, this is more than suitable. With this, the walls will gleam as they haven't in thousands of years, Kupo. I will have the Mogminers get to work right away. Moogles have been flying in from every which way asking for work. I've never seen them so eager. Hee hee hee. But you and I both know they're really just here for my nuts, Kupo. Oh my god! You wish to know how I procured enough for all volunteers? Why, I borrowed them from Chief Moglin's secret reserves, of course. So secret, in fact, that he's all but forgotten they exist. Even if he should remember, I'm certain he would agree our work and see there's a suitable use for them. At least I hope so. And tomorrow, we will not be able to finish the Moogle, the second level of Moogles. We will, in fact, be a little short of it. That's fine by me. Actually, hold on. You don't have anything for sale for the actual Koopa nuts, right? You just have some glam that I already have? Yeah. I head back to... Don't head back. Shire. Instead, head to Ideal Shire? I need to clean up my inventory just a tad. Alright. Now that we've gotten through, like, the introduction stuff for Moogles, should be smoother sailing going forward. We'll have at least one more day where we need to make sure we go through one of the main story or one of the story segments for it, but that's fine. Because as we level up, it starts requiring more and more reputation points, which means we have more and more days where we can just kind of go back to yapping. But at the same time, considering that there are days where I am struggling to do the yap, I can't say I mind this. I can't say that I mind actually having, like, material to fill out a video for a day. Or even a couple days. Like, hey, yeah, that's alright by me. Yeah, that's alright by me? Well then, why can't I just do job quests on here, huh? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. By the way, folks, we are getting close to the top of the hour, and you know what that means. It means that it's almost time for us to say goodbye, but don't go just yet. Because what we like to do here is we like to go ahead and pass on the love. So, if anyone knows anyone who's particularly cool, by all means, go ahead and hit that Lead the Raid redeem. First person to do so gets to decide where we get to go on and raid to. Maybe they have someone who's cool. Maybe they know someone else who's trans. Maybe they're playing Final Fantasy XIV or Magic. Maybe they're playing Pokemon. Maybe they're playing, I don't know, any kind of really cool RPGs that I haven't heard of or that I have heard of and just haven't seen yet. There's like so much that we can do. We just need more time in the day. Just need more time in the day to commit, you know? Titanium Mitt Gauntlets and Maiming. I want to show you this, chat. I want to show this to you. So, these gauntlets. These are the Titanium Mitt Gauntlets and Maiming. Look, they've got a bit of a heart design here. You look at it. And so if I were to dye this, for example, pink. Metallic pink. Look, it looks just like a heart, doesn't it? Kind of rad. Kind of like that. I wonder what other color... Ooh, Carmine Red looks really good with that. Ruby Red also. The Cherry Neon Pink dye. That is also quite nice. So, I'm going to stow these gauntlets in here. And we're going to be able to use them for glamming purposes later. Not pink, magenta. Look, Lila's not here. We can be honest with her. Play the raid, but it's just Retro Crush and TV and Shout TV are online for you. Aha, gotcha. All right, so then let's go ahead and take a look to see who is currently live. Following. Gets up. I think we rated her last week. Playing Slay 2. There's a Ben Wheeler. There's Eru who's doing the Pokeopia stuff. Let's go Raiden Eru. Raiden Eru. And then, folks, I have a very special friend guest visiting my home tomorrow. So we are not going to be streaming tomorrow. It is dubious whether we'll be streaming on Wednesday or not, but for sure we are not going to be streaming tomorrow. So until Wednesday or something like that, we'll catch you all next time. Same hero time, same hero channel. Bye, everyone.